All right, today we're going to talk about a word you probably think is super simple, a word you use all the time without a second thought, the word shoe. I mean, it doesn't get much more familiar than that, right? Shoe is actually one of the 1,000 most common head words in the English language. Now, head word just means the main dictionary entry, so we're not even counting stuff like shoes or shoeing. It's one of the first words we learn as kids. It's just there.
But what if I told you that this super simple, everyday word is hiding a really weird, complicated secret? Seriously, there's a whole other side to the word shoe that most of us have never even heard of, and that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
Okay, so first things first, let's start with what we all know. The easy part, right? The simple, straightforward noun. You hear the word shoe, and you picture, well, a shoe, something you wear on your foot, a physical thing. Super straightforward, no big surprises here at all. You've got one shoe, you've got two shoes. The grammar is about as easy as it gets, just a regular old predictable noun. So everything seems pretty normal so far, doesn't it? Okay, well get ready, because this is where it gets weird. And here we go. This is where the story takes a very sharp left turn. See, shoe isn't just a noun. It's also a verb. And honestly, it might be one of the strangest verbs in the entire English language. Just look at this. This is where your brain might start to melt a little bit. The verb to shoe doesn't just have one past tense. It has three of them. You've got shod, shoden, and the one that looks normal, shued. So it's like it's a regular and an irregular verb all at the same time. How is that even possible?
Well, it all comes down to this. The verb to shoe isn't just one thing. It actually has three totally different meanings, and each one has its own story. So let's unpack them one by one.
Okay, meaning number one, to put shoes on a person. Now this one sounds a little old-timey, and it is. You'll mostly find it in books. You probably wouldn't say, hang on, I'm just shoeing myself. But you might read about a character who was well shod, which is just a kind of fancy way of saying they had shoes on and were ready to go.
All right, then there's the meaning that some of us might actually recognize, especially if you're around horses. It's about fitting a horse with horseshoes. This is where that classic word shod really comes from. A farrier or a blacksmith, they don't horseshoe a horse, they shoe the horse.
And now we get to the third meaning, which is, well, it's the most obscure one. And honestly, I think it's the coolest. You can actually shoe an object. Yeah, an object. It just means putting some kind of protective cover on it so it doesn't get worn out. This example just nails it. You could say, let's shoe that cane. You're talking about putting a metal or rubber tip on the end of a walking stick. You could shoe the leg of a chair or even the blade of a shovel. You're literally putting a little protective shoe on something. So let's just take stock here. You've got this super simple noun and this totally wild, complicated verb with three different meanings, all packed into one little four-letter word. But wait, here comes the real kicker, the part that tells us something really deep about English itself.
That's right. Believe it or not, this word, with all its crazy verb forms and weird meanings, is officially on the Basic English 850 list.
So this list of 850 words was put together way back in the 1930s. The whole idea was to create a super simplified version of English that anyone could learn fast for, international communication. It was meant to be the absolute bare-bones toolkit for the language. And somehow, our weird little word, shoe, made the cut.
And that's the real mind-bender here, isn't it? It's this huge contrast. On one hand, shoe is a basic word. The noun is easy, it's a physical object, it's one of the first words we ever learn. But hiding just beneath the surface is this ancient, irregular verb. It's like a linguistic fossil. It really shows you how language grows over time. You get these new, simple layers built right on top of the old, complicated stuff, and the old bits, they just stick around.
So what's the big lesson here? What does the strange story of the word shoe actually teach us? Let's bring it all home.
When it comes down to it, the secret life of shoe is a perfect example of how our most common words can be hiding some really surprising stuff. It proves that a basic word isn't always a simple word. And it kind of shows that our language is like an old city, with shiny new buildings built right on top of these ancient, twisty, complicated foundations.
And that just leaves you wondering, right? If a word that seems as boring and simple as shoe has all this hidden history and grammatical chaos packed inside, what other secrets are hiding in the words you use every single day without a second thought? Thanks for digging into this with me.